me say something that's going to make some people uncomfortable. Estrogen dominance is not a real medical diagnosis. It is not in the medical literature, and it's not defined in endocrinology textbooks. And it's not the reason midlife women feel miserable. Yet somehow it gets blamed for everything: weight gain, bloating, breast cancer fear, mood swings, fatigue, low libido. And here's the twist no one tells you: those symptoms are not caused by too much estrogen. They're caused by losing estrogen. If you've ever been told your estrogen is too high or you're estrogen dominant, we need to lower your estrogen, this video is for you. And this video is for informational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Please talk with a qualified practitioner before starting or changing anything. Estrogen dominance didn't come from research. It came from confusion, specifically confusion between what we observe in the body and what actually causes disease. And speaking of confusion, that's why I created something called the Hormone Confusion Fix. It's a short, practical guide that helps you make sense of conflicting hormone advice. It helps you understand what estrogen is actually doing in your body. And it helps you stop chasing the wrong explanation for weight gain, fatigue, and brain fog. No overwhelm, no medical jargon, just clarity. If hormones feel confusing right now, that's your signal, not your failure. You'll find the Hormone Confusion Fix linked below. Now, let's keep going, because once you understand why estrogen is being blamed for the wrong reasons, everything else starts to fall into place. After menopause, women lose ovarian estradiol. When estradiol drops, three things happen very reliably: visceral fat increases, insulin resistance develops, inflammation rises. Now, here's where medicine goes sideways. Visceral fat can produce weak estrogens. So, doctors measure estrogen levels in obese postmenopausal women and say, see, estrogen is high. That must be the problem. But that's like blaming the smoke instead of the fire. This is the single biggest mistake in hormone medicine. Just because two things occur together does not cause the other. High estrogen levels seen in obesity are a marker of metabolic dysfunction, not the cause of disease. The real driver is insulin resistance, high insulin, chronic inflammation, visceral fat. Estrogen is just the innocent bystander getting blamed for the crime. And here's where the whole estrogen dominance story completely falls apart. When researchers give estradiol, outcomes improve across study after study. Visceral fat goes down, insulin sensitivity improves, blood sugar stabilizes, inflammation drops, cardiovascular risk falls, breast cancer risk goes down, not up. If estrogen were the problem, giving it would make things worse, but it doesn't. It fixes them. So, what are women actually dealing with? Not estrogen dominance. They're dealing with estrogen deficiency, loss of metabolic control, cortisol dominance, insulin resistance, inflammation driven fat storage. And then they're told your estrogen is too high. Let's lower it. Let's block it. Let's be careful. Careful with what exactly? Because the absence of estradiol is what accelerates heart disease, diabetes, dementia, osteoporosis, frailty, loss of muscle, loss of metabolic flexibility. Here's why this matters. When doctors believe in estrogen dominance, women are underdosed. Estradiol is delayed or avoided. Symptoms are blamed on aging. Chronic disease risk skyrockets. Women are told, you don't need estrogen. You already have enough. It's risky. Meanwhile, their biology is quietly deteriorating. That's not cautious medicine. That's unsupported medicine. We need to clean that up. There is no estrogen dominance epidemic. There is a postmenopausal estradiol deficiency epidemic. And the correct diagnosis for what most women are experiencing is insulin resistance due to estrogen loss. And the correct question isn't, how do we lower estrogen? It's how do we restore estradiol in a way that supports metabolism, supports cardiovascular health, and long term disease prevention. If you've been confused about hormones, if you've ever been warned but never actually shown the data, you're not broken. You're not estrogen dominant. And you're not imagining your symptoms. You're under supported. If this helped you reframe what you've been told, please subscribe. This channel is about replacing fear with physiology. In the next video on the screen, I'm going to break down why estradiol is metabolic medicine, why fear-based hormone advice is outdated, and how hormone optimization actually protects the brain, heart, and body.